Well, I can tell you one of the reasons that so much damage was caused by this earthquake, you mentioned it's about 30 kilometers off of the coast of Vanuatu, off of Port Vila, is that it was relatively shallow. We're told about 50 meters, which for earthquakes is fairly shallow. The more shallow they are, the more damage they tend to do. We're currently in the center of Port Vila, the capital city. Behind me is a roadblock. This is the primary business district. It remains closed to people and vehicles. Only essential personnel, those workers who've been given clearance, are allowed inside. That's because this is where the majority of the damage really occurred, and I'll show you exactly why. They're concerned about the stability of buildings. This supermarket here is one example. I don't know how well you can see it from where I'm standing now, but just over my shoulder here, there's a massive crack that runs all the way up. You can see the roof of that building has actually shifted, and it is not flush anymore. There's debris on the ground. We're told one person was inside that section, suffered some minor leg injuries, which is quite incredible. But it doesn't stop there. It continues. The crack now along the surface. We're in a parking lot here. It's running all the way down through, which might be difficult to see, to a building I'm going to show you in just a moment. But behind me at the moment is the port. Remember, this is a port city. That is an essential thoroughfare for goods coming in and tourists. None of that is happening. It is shut down at the moment because just off camera over to my left, there was a massive landslide that has covered a lot of the infrastructure. Who knows when they'll be able to get to that. I want to show you something else if you come this way. This is the central market here in Port Vila, and on any given day it is packed with people. We were here 6 months ago, had a chance to witness it before all this happened, and that's exactly what happens on any given day. On Tuesday, shortly afternoon, this was once again packed with people selling everything from fruits and vegetables, their wares, things that they grow, mainly subsistence farmers. Amazingly, though, nobody inside was injured. The building did not suffer any major damage. There is some structural damage, but again, it's just quite incredible that this didn't collapse when the building not far from there certainly suffered a great deal of damage. Further down the road, things get a lot more grim. Search and rescue teams are continuing to kind of comb through the rubble. That's why there might be conflicting numbers when it comes to the number of dead. They are still expecting that number to rise. Now, we had a chance to check in with a Chinese medical team who happens to be on rotation here at the hospital, which is not far away. They were impacted by the earthquake as well, but they have been extremely busy for the last 6 days. Mainly, they said there are fractures, bone fractures, the primary injuries, but they're a team of specialists at a time when this hospital, this city, certainly needs them. The work will continue. We know that there have been geologists, there have been engineers walking through, surveying not only the building that I showed you first, but just about every structure here. They have to make sure everything is sound. You mentioned that there are aftershocks. They've been continuing on a daily basis, and that is a very big concern, that any building that suffered damage is certainly at risk for further damage with these aftershocks. Once everything gets the all clear, they'll allow people to back in, they'll allow businesses to open, but that's not going to happen at this point for some time.